So I would really like to highlight one of the.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Hi Priya, nice meeting you, and hi everybody. So I would really like to highlight a few issues out here and concerns, but um, yeah. So what happened? Training was amazing, and I have these folks. I really appreciate them because they keep interacting and sharing knowledge and sharing conferencing because there are certain common things. So I really appreciate everybody out here. They're very supportive, even though we belong to different markets. So I appreciate that. Now the point is when I was assigned to a particular market and I was assigned with a Frisia friend. The concern is I was actually working with people who are accepting a project for which they are already new, and for them to learn and teach me was a difficult situation. So for example, in my market we have a PM which is called office practicum. So the one who was handling the project like a role, and I was like a B or C role. Now they did not have any idea what it is and they're learning for the first time. So they had somebody who is giving a backup, and she had to learn first and then teach me. So now at the moment I have altogether 9 projects, out of which only like 2 or 3 is a different PM, and the rest is office practicum. I do not have a course in the Learn Upon where I have to first learn the office practicum and accept the
There is a
project.
market training course in office practicum.
Well, it was not assigned to me, so
Okay.
yeah, so it's something which was assigned to me. I haven't got that project yet. Um, so even now, I'm in a project which is A-roll. So unfortunately, I felt bad because if I have to ask some questions, first I have to really experience it. So when I got my project by myself, when I started asking her questions, that's when I realized that there are things which she doesn't know, and there are things which she's learning from somebody else, and I have to wait for the response. So we definitely have somebody expert in our team as well. I definitely connect with her, so I'm thankful for that person who's helping me. But my concern is if you are assigning a new person, a newbie, to be interacting with someone, I would really appreciate a person to be at least handle that project well versed, and so that that a newbie can learn properly. When everybody is new in one of the topics or projects, I don't think so. Um, it's beneficial for a newbie. So somewhere I was really disappointed because giving me altogether 7 to 8 project of that same PM, and the basic thing which I was supposed to do, I only did that. The reason why I'm really upset is I got my eval done, my EUT eval done last week, and I did not clear it. The only reason is I couldn't give a proper example for anything which is getting posted on that particular PM. So I was like, I could answer everything. So my pod lead and my manager, they were so grateful. They said that, hey, there is nothing wrong. I don't think so. We don't want to underestimate you, but it looks like you need some more examples to explain it so that the clients are satisfied. So somewhere I feel that they were giving me a good examples and explanations so that it benefits the client through me, which I totally agree. I accept the feedback, but somewhere I feel that below the line, if I had to perform such, test in my evaluation, if I couldn't perform best, the reason behind is I couldn't get the person who could guide me well. If I would have been guided well, yeah, yeah. If she would have
been in a position to help you, Angel. I'm sorry to interject, but
I beg your pardon?
That no, your friend who was assigned to you from the market wasn't in a position to help you with that. Won't you on the market specifics, no answers?
No, I would not say she wasn't in the position when she got her project. Even I was new, and she was new for that.
Okay, so she was new to OP.
Yes.
Okay.
When we started, when she was started learning, when we connected in the meeting and all, it was like common. I couldn't even ask a question because I was not aware about it. Now recently I got a project. It's just 2 weeks now. I got my own project as a A role. That's when I'm coming with so many questions because I don't know that PM. And when I'm doing and when I'm building my practice, that's when I'm getting questions. So that's when I realized that it's been so many projects. I couldn't ask this question at that time because I was not taught in that way. I was not guided that way. So if she was well versed about these are the things you need to know, she would have
Should
guided
have
me.
been assigned a 10
Yes.
or SME in that team.
Yes.
Right?
The reason I'm saying
There
is
should have been a market training course, but I need to go back and check. I know we have market training run-upon courses for most of the markets except for 2 or 3 of them, where the content is still work in progress.
I would really appreciate if you can do that, Priya, because what I'm doing is now I'm A role and I have the B and the C role. They are like coming after after my batch. So I'm making sure
Yeah,
that
because you're
whatever I've
supposed to
learned,
guide them.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my portion. So that's something I'm
So did you
taking
reach out
care
to your
of.
manager, Angel, in this case that you were stuck? What did your manager have to say?
I'm afraid I couldn't because this is a situation which happened last week. When I completed
Okay.
my eval, when they gave me the feedback, that's when I realized this is something I haven't. I mean, this is my new project. The questions which you're asking me, I still have to experience it by myself, which was not guided by anybody. One thing I'll tell you, if I have to come up with questions, it has to be practical. I can't just blindly go for any questions. I need to see, I need to put hands on, and that's when I come up with questions. Now I'm
In
coming up with
fact,
questions.
as a part of your readiness on the UT, Angel, your manager and your at least your pod lead has to do a mock with you. Right? Has to do a mock. You have to go through a UT, like a
Yes.
recorded UT from the past.
Yes.
So that
So
readiness has to be there. Was that time spent in preparing
yes,
yourself?
I have spent time with people, like
So there
not
was time
one
given.
person. I have spent time with people, but it was not like core. Like if this comes because I am working for three different PM, like three different practice management. If I'm going to ask a question, it's going to be basic. Nobody's going to tell me, hey, this is your project. You have to know this. I don't think so. I was even part of any A-role project. I recently got that project, and this is my EUT now. Somewhere I feel that there is a disconnect because somebody's been aligned as one of the lead for me, and that same lead
Okay.
couldn't guide me the way I'm guiding my other people who are in B and C role right now. So that was my disappointment, but I would really appreciate moving on. If anybody is getting a good guide or a lead, they should be already experienced, or
There should be an SME from that market.
yes, I would appreciate
Right.
that. Yeah.
Especially with emerging, since it's multiple PMs and probably can get difficult. But yeah, if you're working on a certain project, you need to be equipped to work on that, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I might just come back to you on that, Angel, since you have others who want to talk.
Sure, no
Right?
problem.
We can just probably have a one-on-one, but I made a note of it. And I'll come back to you on the market training course as well.
Sure, thank you. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, I
Awesome.
appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. Priyanka? Yeah.
Yeah, hi Priya. Hello everyone. So I just wanted to highlight, I don't know, this could be a common subject, but I think when after completing our training and now when we are into the markets, respective markets, I think the training period was quite too less for us to understand the product, what we have. Because as per my knowledge, since the month of June till today, I think the training was quite too short for us to understand the in-depth knowledge of the products. Because now so I am completely assigned to a C role and now I am with 9 projects at this point of time.
Yeah.
Which I think that, yeah, few of the projects have already kick-started, but there are few projects which are still in the waiting period because the certain resources or integration resources are not being assigned. But that does not mean that it will not be getting kick-started in next month. So at that point of time, I will have almost like maybe 7 to 8 projects all to be kick-started or all to be going together. So at that point of time, it will be difficult for me to manage all these projects together. I understand that there is some capacity calculations which the team does, but when I go to the calls and all, even after following the conference links and all, I think that a face-to-face training and reading through a conference link, I think face-to-face training is much more beneficial than to go through a conferencing and understand, because that takes a lot of time for us to even understand that statement which comes in the conference page. And honestly, the products are so huge over here that we need a very good knowledge or hands-on before we pitch into the client. I mean, today I'm in C role, but when I go on a call and there are 2 projects where the A role which is assigned with me, they also do that role completely. Like that can be a new project for them. So even what Angel is facing is the same struggle that I am also facing. Though the pod leads are included into those calls, but I mean there are a lot of feedbacks happening because the person who is in A role is also new to that role. They have never been into that role ever before, and also they must be from a connect.
Which market is this, Priyanka?
This is emerging core collective. So the person who is assigned with me in the ops role, he was first working as a from a connect perspective. Then he was moved to intake. And once he moved to the intake, he suddenly got a role of A role. So again, there's a disconnect. He also is new to this role, and I am also new to this role. So this is happening only for one project as of now. Other projects
in emerging. Which PM was that?
It is a non-integrated client.
Okay.
So I think all in all, if I sum up everything, the training period should, if the business side can think of increasing the duration and provide some more hands-on the products, or maybe some more of time to understand us or get hand off to us for like when it comes to the process. Because during the training period, we also have to spend time on evaluation. So most of our concentrations are also getting diverted to those evaluations because we get tensed up, okay, we have to clear the evaluations. So because of which we are not able to spend a lot of time for our understanding, our own learnings. So if we can increase, or if the business side can think of increasing the period, like the training period much more, then I think it can help us. That's one. Second is what I experienced is, so in the training, we definitely got an overview of the process. However, when we hit the market, we suddenly got to know that's not the process how the markets are following. Like
It
for
could be a little
example,
different.
and when I say it's little, I think there was a huge difference that we found.
Okay.
Like for example, we know how to build a template. Sorry, how to build a workflow. We know that. But when we got a project, we got to know that the templates can be created under zone 1, but it cannot be done in zone 4. So these things we were not being notified in a training modules that this cannot happen. This is how it should work, and it's a common standard process which everybody is following when it comes to builds. So that's something which we got to know, or we introduced once we started getting projects. So that was a big confusion for me. But yeah, now it is fine. Like I understood. Okay, this is how we have to follow always.
We are going to address that. The challenge here we have is that trainers are not market certified, and even if they are, they're certified with one market. And if you see a cohort has multiple folks aligned to different markets, so logistically it becomes different for us to include market-specific nuances in training. That's one thing. And second thing, it would become overwhelming in 7 days of role-centric training for us to cover all the aspects.
I know.
Here we're at least trying to make sure that the base product, admin piece, and the dashboard is something that you're thorough with by the end of training. Before you continue to learn, like I always tell in induction as well. And also keep in mind that your targets are again a step up from that. You don't have 100% of your productivity target right from the start of you finish training, right? You have a step up target, like a 50 or whatever, 2550, 7500. That's because you have to learn in the parallel, and therefore you have your evaluations.
No, I completely get it.
But
yeah, I completely get it.
I'm taking a note of that.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, I understand the training side perspective as well. But the only, like, I am completely worried when we hit the floor. I know there are certain people, or maybe not in 1 month, but there will be an expectation set from us as well to meet or to understand. It is getting sometimes overwhelming for us because
but here your friends should step in, and that is what I'm getting to. Do you guys hold your friends accountable to spend that time with you every week? Are you updating the workbook?
So my friend,
friends connected with me, so therefore this task was updated in the 60-90 day period.
Yes, so my Frasier friends, no doubt, she's very helpful. I don't have a comment. So a lot of things I've learned from her. Honestly, if I give a feedback on her, she is definitely very helpful. Even I'm reaching out to other team members to understand how they are working. But over and all, what I understood is, if we can increase the training period some more, then we will have little more hands-on on the products, because definitely the products are very like it's vast over here,
and
we will
vast. And even if you increase it, Priyanka, it will still be less.
Yes, maybe.
Less is more, and more is less.
I agree. But if something we can work or think on this, if that is possible.
Yeah, we can take it because it's very overwhelming. There's no time to absorb what is being covered. Right? They have to back, the trainers have to follow the schedule. They have to wrap it up in an hour. Obviously, they're open to addressing your queries, but the sessions are planned, right? I understand that. I'll make a note of it. Sounds good. Thank you, Priyanka. I thought you have to say something.
Yes, yeah. So it's regarding like I know that Frija is self-learning oriented and there are a lot of courses. So the thing that like it's just a request like when we hit the floor we are like provided with the courses on learn upon. So it's like there are a lot of courses that we have to go through. So can we like a lot of courses means like which is not actually related to the project that we are working on, which is not actually related to the task that is assigned on the initial phases. So slow can we like is there a possibility on we can assign the courses to ourselves as well, like based on the timeline or the based on the task that we are performing in the project. So let's say for example, like I brought up the case for Salesforce. So Salesforce course, I just checked it. So it was like not a whole, but like not in a depth, but it was an overview which was provided in consolidated other learn modules.
The micro course that you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it was in the initial phase, and I was not working on the Salesforce. I was not thinking about it because my focus was on the build because I was being assigned as a like add-on project. Basically, I was helping out my teammates who were loaded to the task. So those were related to the builds. Then now it's the time after like 3 months in which I have to completely focus on Salesforce and get the task done that is on the Salesforce. So now again I have to go through now every time we ask from the teammates, let's say like future friends are helpful, teammates are helpful, but there are times when they only provide us with the confidence things. So is there any option that we can like ask for the courses or we can get the courses enrolled again and not in the initial phases which are related to the phases which we get on the time or like in the tenure once we get tenure or on the timely basis. So that was the only ask.
Can self-enroll into some of those courses, but the ones that are aligned to your role-centric training are a part of the boot camp, right? And the boot camp should run in the parallel with your training, like I generally tell you, is the training induction. Right? Because some of those sessions complement those courses, or the courses complement some of those live sessions led by your trainers. But apart from that, you should be able to self-enroll. So in Learn Upon, there is a category which, if you look at those courses, you can actually go and enroll yourself.
I checked that out. But yeah, so those courses were basically it was assigned on the initial phase. I was like not actually knowing on the thing about Salesforce. Like it gave me an overview about it. But now since I'm working in depth on Salesforce, I'm just finding out the fields. I have to look out for the fields again and again.
Okay.
So now it's like.
But does this address your question? So your question is basically, can I self-enroll as and when I need to?
Yeah, when
right?
Exactly.
Yes, you can. And even if you want to go back to a course that you've completed, you can always go back and review that course.
So this brought me to the next question, which is like, so once I have completed that the course, which is micro courses, which were like related to Salesforce. Now, if I want to again go through this course, I have to go through the complete course, or is it like I can only select a particular?
You can review that course, or you can review, like a quick preview. You can definitely go and do that. If you're not able to, ever can you write to me? We can help you with that.
I'll check it out and.
In fact, I think you should reach out to Nigel and mark me on the email. He will guide you through that.
Definitely.
Anytime you're stuck with anything, guys, anything to do with content, training, learning, just reach out to us. Reach out to your trainer at least. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you with that. Don't stop at your management, is what I'm saying.
I'll check it out and I'll send it.
Awesome. Guys, any feedback for the trainer? Like our trainers and rated trainers, any specific feedback that you have?
No, I think trainers were definitely the best, and we were very happy with what our trainers have provided. We do not have any complaint. It's just that, as I mentioned, that it's the time and the gap. And I understand the other side of as well, that you all also have a certain period or limited period of time to complete certain things. But yeah, we do not have any feedbacks, like no bad feedback. We were definitely happy with what we were provided. It's just that if we can get some more time and some more slots, then it will be easier for us to understand the products. Not maybe 90%, but yeah, at least we can be a little confident on the products that we deal every day with the clients. The dependency can reduce down. That's what I think.
Yeah, agree. And we're saying more hands-on, probably more on admin pages, more examples where you actually build workflows. nothing like that. Okay.
Correct.
But does the well-child activity help you, especially the services side?
Well, child, I'm sorry, if you can really elaborate.
So this is on the services side. This is like a mock build that you do before your actual build is eval is assigned.